guys, welcome back to the Wright State Guardian's podcast, Off the Record. I'm your host and editor-in-chief, Kylee Lairmore.
And I'm your host and social media manager, Macie. And today's special guest joining us, we have SGA's policy administrator, Kylee Detty. Kylee, welcome to Off the Record.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you on.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here.
Yay. Okay, so we wanted to spend some time talking today about your position on Student Government Association, SGA. So what does your position entail exactly?
Yes, so as policy administrator in the fall, my focus this was my first year, so my focus was on getting to understand the Constitution, reading the bylaws. We operate our meetings under Robert's Rules of Order, which are just a set of conduct rules, so familiarizing myself with those and making sure I knew how to handle if the meetings went off the rails or anything like that. And then in the spring, my main priority is running elections, and I have the special elections committee with that as well. So,
awesome. Yeah. Did you begin SGA this year?
Yep,
in that role.
Awesome. So my first time being an SGA started last fall, and serving as policy administrator.
Awesome.
So you want to talk a little bit about what made you want to join SGA?
Yeah, so over the past 2 summers, I've worked in my hometown of Chillicothe, Ohio, with my mayor, and this past summer I was able to do a lot more grant work, so that involved a lot of reading the rules and stipulations of the grant. I worked on a reimbursement, so submitting all the requested documents for that, and I really liked reading policy, so I read through our ordinances a lot, our zoning codes, things like that, and then I saw the policy administrator position open, and one of my friends recommended that I apply, and the more I read the description, it just sounded like such a good fit for me, and it has been, so
awesome.
Great. Yes.
So what is your major here?
So this semester I switched to business management with a minor in legal studies.
Nice.
I was previously a biological sciences major with a pre-med focus, so I've shifted over to the pre-law side, but I will, I guess, graduate with my minor in biological sciences as well. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
So now with the switch, do you have maybe an end goal in mind, or?
Yes, so I want to go into municipal law. So after my bachelor's degree, I want to go and get my combined law degree with my master's in public administration, and hopefully work as a lawyer for a city one day.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
That is very exciting.
That's awesome. All right. And then what are your favorite parts about working with SGA?
Yeah, there's a lot. It's been such a good experience. We have our senators, so we have them from the colleges, and then we have a commuter and a residential senator, as well as a late campus senator. So just getting to be in a room with all of those people and see how their experiences are on campus and just how their week's been, and it's a good opportunity to connect with people outside of your college, because I feel like sometimes you only know those people, but it's a really good way to branch out and meet a lot of people.
Well, not everything is positive or can be positive. So what are your least favorite parts about SGA?
I think sometimes it can be challenging because students don't always know that there is a student government.
Yeah.
So we want to help students more, and we want to make their voices heard and connect them. So sometimes I know a lot of students have housing problems, and we could connect them to people in res life that may have solutions for their problems. That's just one example. But we want to help, but we don't always know how or when. So I think that is a struggle because we're not always sure where to go.
For the people who don't know that there is a student government, do you want to maybe explain SGA to someone who has no idea what you guys can do, your positions, your power, all of that? Why does Wright State have a student government?
Yeah, so the overall why we have one, we want to connect students across campus who maybe they're having an issue, or maybe they've had a really big success. We want to make them feel heard and connected on campus. and SGA is kind of our way of doing that. So each of our 5 colleges has their senator, so we all have weekly meetings, and the senators come along, and we have our executive board, so we have our president, our vice president, and then a couple other positions there, and then we also have our directors on our cabinet. So they all serve different purposes. So we have, like, one example is our director of academic affairs. They make sure that they meet with the provost often, and they make sure that if there's any concerns on the administrative side or the student side, they can provide that student voice. So say a decision is going to be made about a new policy, they can give the student perspective so that staff and faculty know before a decision's made how that will affect students. So it's all about making Wright State students feel heard in spaces where they might not always be physically.
So, yeah, you mentioned a little bit about how people not knowing exactly, like, how to contact you or how to utilize SGA to, like, the best of their abilities, and how to make SGA, like, this ideal, what you want it to be ideally. So, like, what does that look like for you? Like, in an ideal world, what do you want SGA to represent? How do you want it to be ran? How would you want people to come and into contact with you and help that space grow?
Yeah, I want SGA to be kind of a mix of people taking it as a serious way to address problems, but also as a group of supporters, because there truly is nothing more that we want to do than to support students. So we try to make it to as many organization events on campus, but obviously we can always do better at that. So I would love to see the partnerships between SGA and other orgs continue to grow. I think that's a great way for not only us to be well known, but also for other organizations and to support more leaders on campus. The way that it runs, I think, is great. I think we have a pretty strong order of operations, if you want to call it that. But obviously, just making sure that we have leaders in place. I know that sometimes we struggle to fill positions in SGA. Just recently, we wrapped up election season, so we have a few senator vacancies, and I think that comes from maybe students not knowing what that position entails. So just really increasing the amount of education that people have on student government, and really it's been a great leadership experience for me. I've learned so much. I've learned how to reach out to people I've never met before and just put myself out there, and I think that that's a really good space for students to do that. So yeah.
Awesome. So for someone who maybe is interested in joining SGA, do you maybe want to talk about the the vacant senator positions?
Yeah, so we just finished up election season, as I said, so we have our president and vice president-elect. So our Constitution, as it reads now, states that any elected position, so our senators and our president and vice president are elected positions, so we have our voting. So our president and VP-elect, they can fill those elected positions that are vacant through appointments. So that just means that there will be stuff that goes out on Handshake, listing those open positions, and then those executive board and director positions, those are all appointed as well. So that'll go up on Handshake hopefully sometime soon. So students just fill out an application, and then we'll reach out with our interview committee and go from there, and then if selected, they would get sworn in at a later date.
Awesome.
Yes.
And so then what kind of jobs, like, what would they be doing? What is their responsibility?
So for senators, the main responsibility is to, one, get elected. So usually they're traditionally elected via the student body, so we only appoint them when necessary, just because we feel that elections by their constituents, the people in their colleges, really provide an accurate voice because they know that student better than maybe somebody across colleges would. And then once they're in that position, meeting with their deans and their dean student advisory boards, checking out the events going on within their colleges, seeing what their orgs are doing. If students are having a certain problem, if there's a large group, we have a commuter senator as well, so if there's a large group of students that are having parking problems, issues finding parking, just getting those concerns and directing them to the right people. And then The director positions vary a little bit, just depending on the title, but those are we all try to have administrative counterparts. So the student will be paired, or at least guided to, an administrative person at Wright State. So if they have any questions on how their position works, or how someone in their position at the university level looks, they can go there. So that's a really cool thing there.
Yeah, that's really awesome. For those who maybe are interested in joining SGA but are not really sure about a senator position, what other positions does SGA have?
Yeah, so we have our chief of staff position, our external director, which does like the social media, our internal director, our policy administrator, and then we have several director positions. So we have the director of academic affairs, the director of student health and wellness, director of student affairs. I think that's all that we have currently. So those are all appointed. So that would be through that application process.
All one handshake.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, everybody will have to go on a handshake. And then maybe for the students that are just not really sure, but maybe want to get involved, how would you suggest they, is there someone that would be great to talk to, yourself, or?
Yeah, so I'm always open to talking to people and having those one-on-one conversations, and our meetings are public, so anybody can come. We have our meeting times in our Instagram bio, so this semester we have one more left, and they're Tuesdays at 7:15 in the Wright Brothers room in the Student Union. So that time does change per semester, but we do always try to have it updated in the Instagram bio. So that's a good way to come in and see what different responsibilities look like. When we start our meetings, we do our attendance, so each candidate or each person on SGA will introduce, raise their placard if they're there. So that's a good way to know who's who when they start giving their member reports. So then you can hear Senator of College of Science and Mathematics, what did you do this week? And they'll kind of go in and list off some of the tasks that they did, which I think would be really helpful for somebody interested, because then they can see if I was in a role similar to that, that's the kind of expectations I would be following.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to one of the meetings before, kind of covered it, just kind of to see what SGA was doing, and I remember being so nervous. It was these people are so
fancy.
Smart, this is in a room I've never even heard of before, and I walked in and everybody was in a circle, and it was so intimidating. But it was, once you guys started talking, it was so not intimidating. You guys are all so nice. And what student government does is so important. So, and you guys were so nice to me. It feels weird to be so for the people who are going to maybe go to a meeting, you'll feel weird sitting outside of the circle. You 100% will in the little corner, but they are so nice. And who knows, maybe you'll enter the circle later on.
Right.
So
it's always fun because we always try to talk a little bit with each other after the meeting officially adjourns. So that's when if somebody comes and visits, we all try to go up and introduce ourselves and, make them feel welcomed.
Oh, that's nice. I love that.
Please come to our meeting.
Yes, and even for the students who aren't interested in student government necessarily, but maybe want to know what you guys are doing, or be more active member, they can come too, correct?
Yeah, so anytime, we ask if there's a visitor, we ask if they have a public comment, because sometimes people will come in to voice a concern, but you don't always have to have one. So if they ask for public comment and you say no, that's a great way to get university updates. We have Eric Corbett, who's our Dean of Students. He comes to our meetings. He's a big part of SGA, so he'll share, important university announcements. Sometimes they're about basketball games, sometimes they're about, other sporting events, but sometimes they're, a little bit more exciting, or a little bit more informative. So it's a good space just to know what's going on.
But then students who maybe have a concern, this is also a place that they can come and say, hey, there is no parking outside of this building.
Yeah.
Okay,
What are you gonna do
awesome.
about it?
Awesome. And I think that's also really important for students to go and share like their concerns and use their voice, because like how are you supposed to know
Right.
if
You're not mind
17
readers.
people in this college are having the same problem, but not one person says anything about it.
Right.
So
And sometimes I think it can be intimidating for students to like go to their dean's office.
Yeah.
It feels like a little bit maybe like they're overstepping, but we're students too, so we
Right.
understand that feeling, and
For sure.
that's the big importance of our senators, because they really do a great job of working within the colleges, and our commuter senator and our residential senator and even our lake campus senator. They help kind of bring all the concerns to one place. So then maybe a student maybe they're in College of Health and Education Human Services, but they're having a parking issue. So they bring that to their senator, but then they can send them to the commuter senator who can better guide them. So it's all one team working together.
yeah, that's awesome.
So SGA, I'm going to guess, has definitely had a lot in
Yes.
helping further your career and what you want to do. So you want to elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yes, so when I started in the fall, I hadn't even switched my major yet. So I was still kind of debating if this was a direction I wanted to move my career in. But throughout the year, I've really felt confident. I really love policy, which is not the most common thing for people.
Yeah, it's a weird, that's a weird statement, but
Niche for sure.
yeah. But we need people like
Yes.
that.
I really love being able to see how that affects people. So seeing it in my hometown and then also seeing it on campus and just knowing that that's making a difference, and the skills that I've learned, being able to make those connections and, put myself out there a little bit more and just be willing to say, like, we're here for you, and just learning how to, like, I'm working on a resolution right now, so learning how to write in a more formal way.
Yeah.
So these are all skills that I'll use one day in that career path and in my pathway to getting there. So it's been a super valuable contribution.
Was SGA, so it was kind of like the cherry on top for that switch.
Yes.
So originally, just out of curiosity, honestly, why biomedical sciences? Is that right?
Yeah, biological.
Oh, biological.
So in high school, I really liked the biology courses I was taking. And I originally wanted to go into genetics, so that kind of fell under that realm. But the more I got into it, I was like, I don't actually know if I want to be a doctor anymore, and I didn't necessarily want to do research, and I didn't feel as passionate about it as I once did. But at one point in time, it was very, very interesting, and I still think it's very cool. I'm taking a bioethics course right now, so that's a really cool way to merge
The two.
the bio interest along with the policy and law.
That is fun.
Yeah.
And then, what are some of your favorite memories or big accomplishments from SGA that you want to share and reflect on?
Yeah, so I would definitely say election season. It dominated this entire semester for me, so that ranged from getting the word out about elections, trying to find candidates, making sure I've worked with some really amazing people in the CATS department who have set up the election ballot on wings, and so just getting to work with so many people and also having people come out. We had Meet the Candidates night, which you guys were such a fun help on. That went very smoothly. Just a way to get students together and talk about things that maybe they don't always talk about. And then last night we had our election results party, and it was just a fun way to celebrate. Like, these are going to be some big leaders on campus, and it was really cool to be a part of getting that all together.
Yes, that is really awesome. I had a class where I wasn't able to go, but I sent Julia there.
Yes.
But was it a good event?
It was.
Awesome.
We had food and we had Lego raffles, so that was
that's fun.
That was fun, and then it was really. Sometimes SGA events struggle with attendance, but it was surprisingly well attended. So it was exciting, and hopefully that inspires people to come and see what we're doing. And
Awesome. Okay. Any big events that you guys, I know we're wrapping up the school year now, but maybe things we can
look
expect?
to next semester?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know in the fall we do Constitution Day, so that's a big event. Usually our president speaks at that, so that's a big one. Then our senators and their colleges, I know a few of them have events coming up. And they usually hold like events throughout the semester. So they'll do like a de-stress or on finals week, or they'll do like a welcome back party, and they'll have like snacks or games or something just to involve everybody there. I can't think of any specific ones for the fall besides Constitution Day, but that's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
What does Constitution Day entail?
Yes, so it's just to celebrate the United States Constitution, so it's not directly like our SGA Constitution, but it's just really, as a student government association, our Constitution is a really big guiding point for us, just like the Constitution is for United States government. So just celebrating that and also answering questions that students might have about that, and kind of serving as some guidance there, and also just I know last year there was food and shirts, and so we try to make it fun and make students feel.
Love a free t-shirt.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Those will get people at events for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Free t-shirts and food is the way to
Yeah,
a
that's the
college
two.
student's heart for sure.
Okay, well, we kind of
Touched on everything.
Yeah, we kind of flew through those SGA. You were really well prepared.
Yes, I was gonna
Thank
say
you.
you very eloquently spoken too.
Yeah.
That
I
was
feel like
very
I repeated
good.
myself a lot.
We don't
No.
we haven't really given the questions beforehand in a very long time.
Right,
So
right.
that was you
You
could tell
came
you
ready.
like you knew what
Said
you were
them
talking
at
about.
4:30.
You did great.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to touch on that we haven't about SGA? You want to promote necessarily?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mentioned those applications will be on Handshake, hopefully
Yeah.
before the semester ends, but if not, like first couple weeks of May. So
Okay.
Well, we do have a little bit of some recent pop culture news. Olivia Rodrigo announced her third album is coming out June. I forget the day. It's coming out in June.
Soon.
So, yes,
Yeah.
very soon. I'm very excited. I, for one, am very excited. Sour was like one of my first 10 out of 10 like no skip
Yeah.
albums for me. So
she's
I
so
liked-
nostalgic.
Yes.
Yes, driver's
for sure.
license like makes me feel like I'm like young.
Yeah.
I am young, but like younger. Like
yeah.
very young.
Yes. Yeah, because I was in like 8th grade when Sour came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You are young.
I am a youngin'. But yes, I'm very excited. Something crazy that I didn't expect with this album is it's not a one-word album either.
Mm-mm.
It's 10 words.
What is
Yeah.
it?
It's you seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. And like
Deep.
I know, I'm scared.
I know. I don't know what vibe to expect.
I
Like
know. I'm like, well, because she said, I saw like an interview where she said it was going to be like more love, like happier songs, but like this title seems misleading for that,
Yeah.
no? Like, maybe it's going to have like a kind of like a chronological, like maybe we're going to go through some sort of like, and it's going to like end happy, we'll have some sort of like
Yeah.
resolution maybe.
Some sort of like breakup
Yeah.
to
Like tell a story
Yeah.
almost,
Yeah.
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But she's still gonna be like poppy in it.
I would assume so. I know a lot of people wanted this album to be like a rock album,
yeah, because of all her
Um,
covers she does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they were thinking that the like aesthetic was gonna be red, and it was gonna be like a
Yeah.
rock thing, and
She threw everybody for a
yeah,
loop.
for sure. Yeah, especially with the like album cover release and it being like light pink, and I feel like it's very like light and feminine, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely not what I expected from her for sure.
Yeah, it's a contrast from the
Yeah.
other two albums, but also, I guess, I don't know. I'm interested to see because I think she was a teenager, right? When both,
Yes.
maybe not both of them, but definitely Sour.
Yes, I believe.
Was Guts? She was 19.
Yes, Guts. She was 19. Sour. She was 17.
Yeah. So like I feel like we're like progressively, and that was two very
Yeah.
different
Mhm.
albums.
Yeah,
So maybe
sure.
even like kind of seeing how her music is growing with her.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about
It's
that.
also been like a big gap since Guts came out too. So
Yeah.
I forget how long it's been, but it's been
a minute.
It's been a minute, so I'm very excited. She also just announced earlier today that a single is releasing.
Oh.
Hey, that's
Yes.
news to me.
Yeah, let me pull it up because I don't want to spread false. Hold on.
Yeah, we can't spread false news on this podcast.
Exactly.
That is what the Guardian is against. Absolutely.
Right. But yes, her single Drop Dead
Oh,
is out April 17th, which is
Day before my birthday.
oh my
April
gosh.
17th? I'm an April baby too, but I'm
there
April
is-
22nd.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, that's exciting.
Yes. And we are having a flight party, our magazine that comes out every year on
Yes,
April
on your
22nd,
birthday.
and I'm calling it my birthday as well. I'm not, but you and SGA should come. It's going to be
Yes.
1 to 3.
Yes, we would love that.
Yes, and if you're watching this, you should also come.
Yes, come to the flight party.
April
Very excited.
22nd,
1
1 to 3, and I do expect a present.
I mean, duh.
Your presents. That's the present. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess, is that all on the Olivia train?
That's all on the Olivia train because the track list has not been
Dropped.
released yet.
Except for the single,
Except for the single, which
Drop
it being
Dead
called
is
Drop Dead
crazy.
is scary. It's like giving, like good for you vibes. Or
Yeah.
like I feel like it's gonna be like an angsty kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
Like
hope
a
it is.
grudge
I
holding,
love
like-
her grudgy like songs.
Those are the best ones in my
Like-
opinion. Although I do love Favorite Crime and like that's like a
Yeah.
ballad.
Yeah, they
which-
all have their respective places
Yes.
and moods, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I'm so excited. There's a lot of good music like coming out around the same time, and just,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good summer for albums.
Yes, it is. Okay, I guess we should segue into our highs and lows of the day. As always, I do not start, so go ahead.
Yes, I can start. Okay. Today has honestly just been kind of a very mid day. I am like lacking motivation. The end of the semester is definitely here.
Yeah, that's what April will do to you.
Yeah, everybody talks about like senioritis and stuff in high school. I think this might be worse.
You have freshmanitis?
like this. I feel like. Well, my thing is like all of my classes, like this semester have been really chill. Like I haven't really had a lot to do throughout the semester, and now it's like the last 3 weeks, and I feel like I'm getting like project after project. Like this assignment is due in 2 days, and this, and I like am procrastinating more than ever. I just like can't get myself to do things, but I also like am a perfectionist and will also get it done. So like it's just I'll procrastinate till like the day before, and then I'm like, okay, I have to do all of this now. Like, so honestly, I don't know. Today was just kind of one of those days. Like I have a project that's due for one of my classes Thursday, and like I could have been working on it for weeks. It was assigned, and I'm like, just starting it, and so I'll have to finish that tonight. And it was cold today. It's just been.
It was
kind
just
of
a low
long
day.
Yeah, honestly, a low day. I don't really know if I have a high. I went to Ray Ray.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
your blueberry lavender
My
refresher.
I did, yeah. That was really good. So that was she
If you watch the Ray Ray reviews, you would know.
yeah, you
my
know the
feelings
lore
on that
behind the
drink.
invisibility potion. Yeah. I love it though. I honestly it's
That was your
probably-
high?
Yeah. My high was going to Ray Ray and getting that drink, to be honest.
I'm glad you got that drink.
Me too. I'm glad. Can you imagine if I would have went up there and they were like, "We're out of lemonade"?
Yeah.
I
And you
would've-
said like we're out of lavender. or
right.
blueberry
I
or-
would have just been like, you know what?
We're not selling that anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, Macie.
That's an
I probably would
abomination.
have just went back to my dorm and just
Yeah.
hid until it was time to film. Like I would have just boycotted the rest of the day.
That's the way to do it. One minor inconvenience, a boycott the
Yeah.
rest of the day. Yep.
Yes.
I do that too. It's okay.
Chloe, do you want to to share your highs and your lows?
Yeah, I would say highs. It's been a good day for student government work. I know that's like redundant at this point, but we had
that's good.
a meeting coming off of the election results last night. It was really good. So woke up in a good mood this morning. We have student
Good.
leader awards after this, so
Yes.
that'll be exciting.
Yes.
Low. It's cold.
It is.
Yeah.
It's windy.
Windy.
And I found
Cold.
2 spiders on my car today.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping
So
they
are
don't
you
make their,
burning your
inside.
car?
Yeah, it's gone. So
Okay.
I don't know how I'm getting home after this.
Okay,
but
that's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done too.
Yeah. Also, this is not related to spiders, but the amount of goose poop I was passing on the way here,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
that time of year.
Yeah, I think we should petition for a better cleaning service.
Let me add it to the
Yeah.
list.
Right?
I thought it was so. Macie is scared, terrified. Like not even scared, terrified of geese.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And on April Fools, I think it was at Wright State University.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Like that, their social media account posted that they're like having certain sections like no geese. I thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, please implement this. I don't know how, but do it.
Please do it. And they were like giving the geese like
Strikes.
3 strikes and you're out. And they were gonna be
offenses.
like removed. I love how you immediately tagged me in it. I was like, we need this implemented, please.
And just like
Literally,
imagine like people chasing the geese
Yes.
to relocate them, like
with like cages
Yeah,
and like
big gloves, like
No, I literally ran into geese on the way here, unavoidable geese, because I usually like will go out of my way, like if there's a geese over here, like I will go like way over here to avoid the goose, and there was some like right by the student union back door, and so I had to go by, and I was
Unavoidable.
like, nobody was with me, and I was like, oh my god, like I
Yeah.
have to.
we have to like shield her as we like walk,
It's
like
it's really
walk past
bad.
them.
I'm not
Yeah.
good with animals in general, but geese are just.
She'll turn her scooter all the way
Yes.
up. We just say, "Go full bunny, we've got you."
Go.
It's like it's literally like a war movie scene. Like,
It is,
like we treat it like that.
Genuinely what
Yeah.
plays in my head. I need somebody to like film that when it happens in like those trends where it's like I edited this like a horror movie. Like it's like the amount of times I like look back behind
With
me.
like the sound that's like, I think I'm gonna die
in this house. No, literally like pans to the geese staring at me. Like,
They start like making that noise and be like,
yes,
"Are you gonna run away?"
literally I will like hear it and I'll just like start looking. I'm like I hate when I can hear geese and I don't know where it is. Like it's gonna like pop
Where are
out
you?
of me.
I know
And
you're-
they're always like right in front of me. Like I look and I'm like, oh, it's like right there.
Yeah.
And it's
You know, I chased her scooter one day, and I was like, "It's coming for you! It's coming!"
it was April Fool's because
Yeah.
you tried to like get me to
Yeah.
believe. I wouldn't believe it though because the amount of times I look back, like you can't get me with that. Like
It's good though.
one of these days she probably will. Like
Yeah.
I'll just be like going and she'll be like, Macie, a goose.
Goose 7 o'clock!
Yeah. How did we get on the geese? Oh,
don't know.
I was talking about goose poop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a low of the day because I like just that's really.
Yeah, I'm just
quite
hoping I didn't
ugly.
like run through it with like
Oh,
my
I'm
wheels.
sure
like,
you did.
yeah.
I like really doubt that you were able to avoid it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that would definitely be a low.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cold and my bed was so warm this
Yes.
morning.
Did not wanna
So
get up today.
that was just not, and my allergies have just been
Yeah.
so bad.
The weather, man, it's
Been, like,
crazy.
Sneezing like crazy.
Mhm.
I hate sneezing. Hate
It's-
sneezing.
Yeah.
And I hate the people that are like, let the sneeze out or your eyes are gonna pop out. I'm like, shh.
Don't make me paranoid.
Yeah.
Right.
Please.
Like, they're not gonna pop out.
Right, no, you'll
Just
be
don't
okay.
wanna sneeze. And then my high would be I had my workshop today for my novel writing class, so everybody read the first like 4,000 words of my novel, and that was really
the
fun.
feedback good?
Yes, I got a lot of really good ideas.
Yay.
So now I just have to have time to write more.
Right.
But then
You
and
know,
then,
in
yeah.
all your free time.
yeah, I know, and all of it that
Come
I
on,
have.
Kylee, get on that.
And then I got you this summer.
Uh-huh.
We'll
Yeah.
get it this summer.
Yes.
And then we have the Student Leadership Awards after this, which I'm really excited about. I think it'll be a fun event, and I enjoyed it last year, and this year I'm actually nominated, which is going to be fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And like all my really close friends are nominated too, so it'll be an exciting night of celebrating student leaders.
Yes.
Okay. Right, do you want to go ahead and plug all of the different things you want to say?
Plug the Instagram so I don't, give the wrong one.
No false news here.
I'm trying to do that to us.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right, so the Instagram is SGA_WSU. So we have, like I said, our meeting times and room in there, and then we also post about all the different events that our senators and our directors and our e-board are having, so really fun way to stay connected there. And then my email is sga4@wright.edu, so if anybody has any questions listening about how to apply for a position, or if you have a question just about any of the director positions or any of the positions for that matter, I'm always open.
Awesome. And then next Tuesday is your last meeting, right?
The week after. So next Tuesday, actually, great plug, we're having the Interfaith Dialogue.
Oh, perfect.
So our president, Shluka, has worked really hard on getting different leaders across campus that have faith and different, whatever that might be, different religions, different aspects like that, together, and it's going to be a really good space for students to come and learn and just educate themselves and, just grow and be respectful adults. So,
awesome. What time is that at?
That is, let me double check. It is the 14th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. I think it's in the Union.
Perfect.
It's in some room. Traditionally, I think is where it's held. But we will post on our Instagram about that event as well.
Okay, awesome. And then your last meeting, that will be from 7 to 8, right?
We start at 7:15.
7:15?
Yeah.
And so that last meeting will be, I don't know what the date of the 7th is, but...
I think it's the 21st.
The 21st. Okay,
so we'll
there we go.
swear in our new president and our VP at that meeting, so very exciting.
So
And
go
then,
stop by.
Yes, come meet everybody, and we'll, finish up whatever old business we have, and I think we have a couple, like I said, we have those swearing ins, and then we'll make sure everybody knows the election results, so should be a good meeting.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on here today.
This was a great, informative episode.
Yes.
You were very well spoken. That was a great job.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was so
Of
fun.
course. Okay, and this is your reminder to read the G and watch off the record, which you're already doing if you're saying that. So good job. And we have some open rolls up on Handshake, just a few more left, so you better get on it.
It's exciting. They're
And
filling
then
up fast.
yes, and then we do have all of our internships open, as well as any contributing positions. So if you are interested in maybe being a member of the Wright State Guardian come fall 2026 semester, then send me an email at guardian1@wright.edu. Other than that, follow, like, subscribe to all of our Instagram handles, including WSU Guardian and WSU Off the Record. And this episode and all new episodes will be audio form on WWSU 106.9 on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. As long as there's not a sports game. I don't know if any of our listeners had us cut off 30 minutes in, but we were back on at 3. So if that were to happen again, if we get cut off, watch out for 3 p.m. or go to our video form on YouTube at Wright State Guardian at 6:30 p.m. on Mondays.
And on that note, we are off the record.
Bye!